Om Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sakana Vabadu Sakana Punaktu Sakavidyam Karabhavakhe Tejasvina Vadidamastuma Vidvijavakhe. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya Nachiketa cha. Good morning, Namaskaram. So we missed a few weeks. Very happy to be back. I don't know how many get a chance to touch upon the last session that we left. Very quick recap. We are in the Tritiya Valli of the Prathama Adhyaya of Kathopanishad. Third section of the first chapter. I think we saw until verse 12 or verse 13. This is a very important part of the Upanishad because Upadesa Vakyam is going to come. So the third boon of Nachiketas, if you want to put it in a very differently, is expecting the reward of Atma Anubhuti. Atma Anubhuti. That is the answer. The questions he phrased in a couple of different ways. He asked, what happens to anyone after he discards his mortal body in this world? Then he asked, what happens to Jiva when he becomes Sukshma Sarira again? So Yamadharmaraja started to orient him towards the true answer he is seeking, because his question is purely, what is my Swarupam? Who am I? That is the crux of the matter. Because that is a quest we all have, but the quest comes out in us in a very different desires, in the form of desires, that I want to be the manager, the executive, I want to be a CEO, I want to be that person, this person. So all that kind of notion that we have is only in the pursuit of our inherent nature of knowing who I really am. But then why don't we ask the question straight away? Why don't the parents teach us when you're born that who I am? But they gave me a name, they gave me that I look like my tata, my uncle, and then they show me a great heroes of this world, ask me to study, go in the path. So they create a personality for me. And the system creates a personality for me. My gunas create a personality for me. My desires create a personality for me. So I therefore become my thought of myself. Of course, my thought of the world. The world for me is what I think the world is to me. Is it not? That's why the same beautiful morning to me is wonderful, for someone else it is miserable. How can it be two different ways? That is what you see. So I have this enormous power of creation. See, I speak, God speak, right? That's the truth of it. Because you created the world around you, because you created a personality for you. Is there anything wrong with that? Nothing wrong with this. If you know you are having a play, if you're having a fun, so be it. The problem starts, you start believing that is the truth. When you think that is the truth, that this is me, that is you, we are different, this is my wife, my children, then the mamakaram comes in, ahankaram comes in. So what happened? Therefore, you are following a path of some of your creation, believing that is a real you. It is a false way of living. So the fear, the happiness, the joy that you get, the pain you get in life, which you take care of as your responsibility, is a myth. Now you see, this is the approach Vedanta takes. This is the right approach Vedanta takes. You can find a solution to every problem. There is a means to do it. You have to do it in life. But as long as you know that problem-solving performance is a part of your play, everything is fine. Then you have to solve the issues in the world. But if you start believing that is the reality of you, then you get into samsara. Right? It's not rocket science. You go to office, you execute, you manage people, you have a different way of conducting yourself. When you come home, you remove the jacket, you are different. So you are able to have a situational leadership, situational partnership, team working, because you know the situation is temporal. You see? That means what the knowledge I need is the knowledge of removing this viparita jnanam. Because what is a viparita jnanam? Viparita jnanam is wrong apprehension. And of course, you need a jnanam to remove the ajnanam. Ajnanam is not knowing it. Viparita jnanam is knowing it wrongly. Both are not good, but viparita jnanam is dangerous. If you don't know that fire will hurt, ajnanam, you touch it, the experience give you the knowledge. That's right. The next time you will not touch it. But if you believe fire is something, a divine flower, you must hold it, you must eat it, and you believe in it, the viparita jnanam comes, you suffer. So you need a jnanam. See, the jnanam is again a very loaded word. Like in Sanskritam and in all the great languages, so many meanings are packed into the words. So the context is very important. So the jnanam that we are seeking is the jnanam to tell me that I have a jnanam, that I have viparita jnanam. You see? That's the first jnanam you need. That I know, I do not know. That is, it's not a emotional statement, but it is a very intellectually analyzed statement that I realize that I do not know. But here we are talking about the knowing about not the external part of it, but your own self. That means the jnanam that you're looking for is atma jnanam. So that what is the atma jnanam? First step gives you, it's not giving you the atma. It is giving you that your jnanam of yourself is wrong, inadequate. Now, if you are not getting that knowledge first, now, where do I get the knowledge? Is there a school? Of course there are schools. Is there a teacher? Of course there are teachers. But the biggest teacher is your life, the life experience. Every day you see things in this world, experience this world, that is keep teaching you, hey, your knowledge of yourself is wrong. Why? Because the way I conducted myself in this action, the way that I am experiencing the results, the way I respond to that with my emotions, all tell me, like, like suppose I am an actor, right? I go to the Palladium, I act every day. I say I act as Superman, right? And then I come home. If I still believe I'm a Superman and keep jumping from up and down, I'll get hurt. So that bhavam, that belief had to be broken. If you break it, you will see Atma. Okay. Now, Nachiketas was told that Atma, you don't need to go and search anywhere else. See, always you must remember, to understand these discussions, every time the teacher says Atma, you think of something superior being somewhere, like Lord Parameshwara, Maheshwara, Saraswati, some imaginative identity of divinity, if you hold it, that's fine. But then you are in a kindergarten. Yet Atma is you, Atma is I. My search is to find myself. So now Vedas tells you that Atma, that is that you, where are you? Can you show me where you are right now? You will find it difficult to explain to me. You'll say, Raja, you're looking at me, I'm here sitting. Well, I look at you, I look at your body. Well, I speak. Yeah, I look at your intellect. This is the difficult science to understand. So here in the 12th mantra that we saw in the last class, let's see, 12th mantra, I think. Yeah. Yesha sarveshu bhudeshu gudo atmana prakashate drishyade takkadyaya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmadasribihi. We saw in the last class. Yesha sarveshu bhudeshu. In all beings, in all things, gudaha yeshaha atma. Gudam means secret, dark, in the cave. So the Atma that you want to know, Nachiketa, keep in your mind, it's yourself. The Atma you want to know, KK, Balaji, or individual. You have to individualize it. It is Yes Sarveshu Bhudeshu. It is in everything. Na prakashate. It's not generally known. Now you get, if you're very careful listening, you get a shock. Listen, teacher, I'm not asking about Atma in everybody. I'm asking about Atma in me, the Atma in me. The teacher says, the Atma you're looking for is in Yesu Sarveshu Bhudeshu. So he is now giving you are no different from others. In one shot, he destroys our Viparita Jnanam. All this castle I built, my house, my community, my caste, my citizenship, everything is trashed. In this level of thinking, you are none other than anything in this world. But I don't see it. There's a difference there. Yes, the unifying force, Atma na prakashate, it is not shown very easily. Well, how do you know then? Sukshma darshibihi, those who can see it clearly. Sukshma darshana. Sukshma means very, like for example, if I show the children, I take a glass of water and say, look, this is water. No, this is oxygen. This is hydrogen. Come on, it's just a water. But a scientist knows this is oxygen and hydrogen. But can he see it? No. But he can see it in the lab. That means he goes into the molecular level, atomic structure level, and say Sukshmadarshi. He is a Sukshmadarshi. Of course, if you go still into the hydrogen atom, then it may be a quantum, and maybe a classical theoretical physicist, quantum physicist should come. So you can see, you keep on going deeper and deeper and deeper. You can see it in a very different light. So he says, Atma, you can see in everything how Buddha Shukshmaya Tva Akriya. You can know these things if you have very sharp intellect. So now we got the answer, we got the means. Now we only have to have the Shraddha and the determination to see it. I can promise you, many will not take the step. 3 or 4. Because it's going to come. Why it is so difficult to take this path? So the desire will be there, but you cannot take the first step. You may take the first step, then you take rest and then go in a different direction. You may go full swing, learn everything else, but you will not apply. There are a lot of reasons for that. But the first step now we should have is, I want to therefore sharpen my intellect. Now, how to sharpen the intellect? Many ways. See, when we approach anything to refine our knowledge, we do Bhavarupa Kalaya. Emotionally, we approach things. Oh, I met him. No, he was not talking to me. He was a bit chip on his shoulders. Maybe he's got a new bonus. Maybe he got a new investment, something. Maybe he doesn't like me. So you can formulate, you refine, you may avoid the person, you may find a peaceful way. You think that's the right decision you made. But all you know, the person has got a different difficulty that time, he cannot talk to you. So what you have to approach things in life is not Bhava Rupa Kalaya, Vichara Purva Kalaya. Inquire. Why is that? Why is that? Why you normally smile at me? Why didn't you smile? What is the reason for it? You see, everything you take an intellectual approach to do it. But how do I do that? I do transact with the world with so many things. I cannot really say, wait a minute, let me get into my Vedantic mode. Let me analyze the problem this way. Oh, I got this idea. When I come down to this practical world, you have to do this kind of a mechanical transition. No. This movement of going to different layers is your Gunasvarupa. That's why, say, Vedanta, I was telling you, it's very difficult to follow Vedanta in a practical way, not because it's difficult by itself. It requires transformation in you, in me. In every science, in every refinement we do, every managerial action you take, what do? You find problems, you solve it. You find dirt, you clean it. You find inefficiency, you fix it. So there is something out there which needs your attention, supervision. Go fix. So we are nurtured to find everything outside and solving it. But we never change. Because you may work in a thing and you may change in your attire and business suit and everything, but you don't transform yourself. Of course, these days management sciences also include internal transformation, creative management techniques, but they make a false pretext to say, they call it personality development. You are a team leader, you develop the personality, you would be assertive, you do this. You have to do all those things, but you must do it in the form of acting. But the real transformation is that your guna has to change. If you are naturally a sattvic person, naturally a positively religious person, you don't need any such personal development, because you will shine, people gravitate towards you. Even if you say one harsh word, people work with you. Because like a beehive, the bees go to the thing like that, to mother bees. But Vedanta asks you to change yourself. Change. Now that comes the problem, right? Even if your children don't change, wife, spouse don't change. See, when you come to change, you say, hey, please don't do that way. Don't get angry. Don't behave like this. When you saw that, you're touching the innermost sheath of myself, which I believe it is me. Even if sometimes we say very proudly, hey, don't mess with me. If I show my Swarupam, so show me. We think the Swarupam is I can be a violent person. So we create, and we don't want to change. So Bhagavan, in Gita, he finished Gita in the second chapter itself. Whatever Arjuna had to know, done. In 5 slokas, he finished everything. But he is not ready to take it. And then he had to go through Gunatraya Gunavibhav. What do you have to eat? How your character has to change. So character changing is the most important part for mumukshutvam. So all this upasana, everything we do for the character change. Okay, so coming back to the point, how do I execute this in my day-to-day life? As a followers of Vedanta, as a disciples of Vedanta, Shastras gives you, see, you have different adhikaratvam, right? If you have such a pure mind, you do seva many birth, you do a lot of punya karyas, and your mind is like a petrol, right? The flame will just spark will put you up. But I'm not like that. Many of us are not like that. We are like, not even madhyama adhikari, adhama adhikari. We are the lowest form of thing. But how do we therefore deal with the life? One approach is ask 3 questions, put 3 metrics. Anything you deal with this. What is our purpose? What we want to do? We want to execute everything in this life. We want to be a good husband, good father, good teammate, good friend. Everything I want to do. But I want to do with an approach that it is not me that I'm dealing with. Myself is the observer, the action is done. That means I must separate myself. To do that, you have 3 questions. Drishyatva. If something I'm dealing with, is it, I can see it, I can feel it, I can hear it, I can experience it, then that cannot be myself. I see this computer, I see you, I see the tree, I see it, so that cannot be me. This body, I see it, the body cannot be me. I know I am thinking, the thoughts I see, thoughts cannot be me. The breathing I am seeing cannot be me. My intellect, I can understand my intellect. I'm aware of my intellect. So anything I see is not me. That means in one stroke, the whole jagat, including your body and mind, is an object that you can deal with this. It is not you. Number 1. Second question, Adi Andatvat. Everything has got a beginning and an end. So I got hurt. This person has told me and it really hurts my heart. Okay. When did he tell you? 8 o'clock. Before 8 o'clock, were you hurt? No. So hurt started at 8 o'clock. Yeah. So it was not there before. Yes. After 3 o'clock, I see you having a good time with your children. What happened to the hurt? Yeah, I forgot. So it is gone. Sukham, same way. Everything comes and goes because I am eternal. What comes and goes cannot be me. God. third important point, dukkha hetu. This is very important. This is very difficult to appreciate it. Everything that you do, Buddhism went to a very complete blanket way. It said, sarvam dukkhamayam. So it looks very pessimistic, negative way. There is a truth in it. But, Patanjali says, sukham is dukkham parading as sukham. So sukha dukkham is samsara. So everything that you are seeking this world as sukham is dukkham. So should I not have this sukham? Of course you can have. But treat it as a dukkham. Like if you can take, small toothache, I go to the dentist. Oh, my tooth is aching. I feel a little bit tired. Go to vitamin B12. But I never do anything if I'm extremely happy. Because it's fine. So we treat sukha dukkham differently. I'm not saying that therefore you go when you are happy, go to the doctor. I'm not saying that. You're able to appreciate it. So when you put this kind of metrics, you can start seeing things. For this, you need upasana. For that, Bhagavan goes to the next mantra. Yachet vang manasi prajñas tat yache jnada atmani jnanam atmani mahadi niyachet tat yache shanta atmani. Now you know Atma is inside you. Now I'm telling you how to approach it, how to know your Swarupam. For that, you have to do certain things. Why I have to do certain things? Because I'm accumulating all the time Viparita Jnanam and Ajnanam in this world. And this will happen. You don't need to move away from this, because if you are acting on a stage like a policeman, you know you are not a policeman, but you behave like a policeman. Same way in this life, I behave like who I am, with a dharma, niyati, law, etiquette, ethos. I do all that. But when I come to my own self, I have to do a few things. What do I have to do? Yachet vang manasi. Okay. Manasi here, I think, given in a kind of a Dirghaswara, but it has to be manasi. That's okay in Vedas, it comes like this. Vang means it's a speech. Here. Yachet means abide it, bring it together, control it, submerge it. What he's saying, you take your speech, put into a mind. What does it mean? Is it maunam is what I'm talking about? Here, the speech here should be taken as indriyas. Speech, seeing, hearing, all that, all the indriya activities. So, indriya nirgraham. So, you take the indriyas and control them in the mind, put them into the mind. In the Patanjali says about yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. You remember that? We've gone through this. Pratyahara. Pratyahara is withdraw the senses. That's what it means. Yached, vang manasi means take all the senses, abide them in the mind. Now he's telling you, upasana. If this becomes perpetually for you, then you are a nishta. We are not there. At least sometime you do this. How do I do this? Many ways. Niyama, pranayama, asana, japa, parayana. So I say Vishnu Sahasranamam 200 times. It's fine. It's giving me peace, happiness. But it is not making my indriyas to go down, because every time I go, my intellect goes around, jump around. On each phrase, it goes meditate. It's good in some sense. But here I'm looking to submerge my indriyas. Then I give up all those things. I just take Ramanama, Harinama, Shivanama. Then I keep saying the Nama in the word. When you sit down and say that Nama, Many times, after some time, you see there is it slows down, then you don't say it. Not because your mind has gone somewhere, that's a different path. But you become, the shabdam becomes ingrained in your thought, in a vritti. Rama, 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 Rama. I'm still saying Rama in my mind. Now, when I am in that state, my telephone rings, doorbell rings, the upma in the kitchen smells, nothing affects me. What happened? Pratyaharam is achieved. Your indriyas, the horses of indriyas have been pulled by the mind. They started looking, hey, I don't look at the grass out there, I look at my boss. So it turns back inside. But indriya nigraham has happened. It may happen for maybe few seconds initially, then few minutes. If you keep developing it, that you are able to sit down for 20 minutes, shut your mind, shut your senses, then you are getting into that practice. That's why all this Sandhya Vandanas, Prathanas, everything is only for that. There's no point in mechanically just reciting so many mantras. You take Satsangam, you start this Vishnu Sahasranam, Lalita Sahasranam, that one, this one. One hour you have just blabber so many things. My submission is reduce it. Just have one. Slowly, slowly find a time that you are able to do this upasana. Right. Then what happens when Rama just goes in there, my shabdam has become low resonance, but artham has come in. Rama's picture is my mind. Hanuman is there, Sita is there. So I say Rama, 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 but my mind is gone into Vikshebam. It goes to the Sri Lanka, then the trip I take to Sri Lanka, my mind still says Rama, but I'm in Sri Lanka. Then the agreement I had with the hotel guy, the little quarrel I had, the tips I forgot to pay. You see, Vikshebam takes up. So the next step, therefore, is dharana, dhyana. See, once you got the horses back, the rein cannot just let loose. You need to, until you tie it up, you need to pull it. The mind has to be pulled up. How do I do that? For that, you need to again focus on a particular object, shut down your contemplation. Shut down your contemplation. Don't look at the artha prasam. Who can shabda prasam? That's why they say, if Rama is giving you that kind of a diversity of thoughts, take Om. So you will graduate slowly. That's why every time when we say mantra, we don't, of course, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, all good mantras, they are not shastric. They come from the Puranas, everything. Veda mantras always will have Om in the front of it. Om Krishnaya Namah, Om Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya. Why? Because when everything drops off, Om stays. When you are meditating on Om, and when you are reciting Om, there cannot be any picture of Rama, Krishna coming there. What is Om gives you in your mind? Nothing. Purnatva. So like that, there are a lot of adjustments. This is all you learn from the teachers. So your mind becomes engraved in the buddhi. So what is this buddhi? Buddhi is the subtlest form of the mind. That the mind is pure. Mind, when you are thinking sanchalam, should I do this or should I not do it? Do I like it or don't like it? When you have this kind of a distortion you are in the mind plane. You have the vasanas also mind. Senses are not something different. They are also mind. They go out and bring things. The mind is playing with that one. Oh, this is nice. Blue color is right. I like this saree, that saree. Mind. Then you say, I can only spend 200 pounds. I take this saree. This is it. That sankalpam is buddhi. In buddhi, there is no sankalpa vikalpa. Vikshepam is not there. So don't think it's a different apparatus. So when you are in a state of mind where you are decisive, you are in the buddhi plane. When you are thinking here and there, you are in the mental plane. Mind is eroded by emotions and bias. Buddhi is discriminatory. Buddhi also can be wrong. That's okay. But you are in a position. So you take the mind, put in the book. This is very difficult to explain, but you only experience it. When you are in the buddhi, then when you finish this upasana, when you get up, you have nothing to say to anybody except the peace. Because your thoughts were not there. When thoughts subside, there is peace. Why the night time is very peaceful? Not because cars not going. That's one reason. Everybody is sleeping. When you're sleeping, the mind is not active. So when the mind stops, buddhi is there. You say Ram, 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 Ram. Rama has no meaning now. It's only Atma Jnana, Atma Upasana. You are there for a few minutes and come out of it. You are as if you are fresh. So you are able to bring mind. So are you able to do it for 20 minutes? Then you come to that stage of contemplation. Now, I take some time on this mantra because it's important. There is a risk. When you do this, those of you who do the meditation or even occasional meditation you do, when you're thinking like this, sitting down, you're listening to the wonderful music, it's pleasing your heart. That's right. That's a good thing to do. Start with something where your mind is free, mind feeling calmness. Then after some time, you start moving into the Nama Japa. Because don't just dwell on that music. The music is to bring your mind to focus. So take a Nama Japa. And then with the Omkara Japa, you start. You do that. When you're sitting like this, after some time, you're going to sleep. Right? Sleep will come naturally. You sleep. And then you get up. Of course, you'll be fresh. Sleep always gives you a refreshing thing. But you should not do that. Because here, if you look at this mantra, he says, the buddhi jnanam mahadi atmani achet. So we put the mind into the buddhi. Then he says the buddhi should go into the mahat. Mahat is a hiranyagarbha. Put the buddhi in the mahat. When you are completely silent, not doing not anything, you're not thinking of anything, you're already putting that in the mahat. How do you understand this? Mahat is the buddhi of everybody. Mahat is the Sukshma Swarupa, Hiranyagarbha. Okay, sounds very esoteric. Tell me practically, how do I put my buddhi in the cosmic buddhi? How do I bring them together? Say, for example, you are saying something, hey, we must do this act this way in a team meeting. And one other person says, no. I think we should do this way. This is the right way. What happened now? Your pride comes in. You defend. Hey, no, it's mine. What happened? You are in your buddhi. And the other buddhi coming and saying something, you cannot take it. Right? You defend it. Suppose you say, you think, my buddhi is my Atma's Prakasham. Atma is common. So that buddhi is also the Atma Prakasham. So everybody's buddhi is a Hiranyagarbha's buddhi. So if I am saying something and he is saying something, these two, for me, the buddhi, it's a vikshepam from the Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is giving two different thoughts. See, if a mind is giving me do this or do this, what do? Is it correct or this is correct? Then I analyze it. Then I give it to buddhi, this is correct. Right? Now you look at the cosmic way. I say something with my buddhi, you say something with your buddhi. We argue, we fail to understand each other. But look at it differently. My buddhi and his buddhi, your buddhi is in the Hiranyagarbha. So that means it is coming from Hiranyagarbha's buddhi, but two different thoughts. Therefore, it is in Hiranyagarbha's mind. Therefore, my job is to, if I am sitting in the Hiranyagarbha's buddhi, I must say, okay, this is your view, this is this view. Let's analyze it. What is good? Now you see, the very moment you are bringing the Vedanta into practical life, you don't argue with the counter thoughts. You analyze it. Because you own the thought. It may come from that body, that person, but that person is no other than myself in a different embodiment. So this is what it meant by this mantra. So, but in your Adhyatma Vidya, you take that, put into Hiranyagarbha. That means I am not other than the Hiranyagarbha himself. Now, we saw in the 12th mantra, there is an order there. There is a Vishayam, objects in the world, senses, Indriyas above that, mind is above that, buddhi is about the mind, buddhi param, mahat is param, Hiranyagarbha is above the buddhi, then avyaktam is above that, maya, then the Paramatma. We saw that kind of an order there, right? So here, when he's giving the Laya Kriya, this is called Laya Kriya. Put one on the other. Put the Indriyas in the mind, put the mind in the buddhi, put the buddhi in the Hiranyagarbha. Then what do you expect next? Put the Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic intelligence in the Avyaktam, in the Maya. He's not saying that. What is he saying? Tadu Shanta Atmani Ached. You put that, the Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic intelligence, in the Shanta Atma. Shanta Atma is the Paramatma. Atma. He is missing out this Maya. It's very important. This is what I'm saying. When you do this kind of a japam, what happened? You get to sleep. And there is this sleep is something which will drag you away. It is also here Sukham. Anandamaya Kosham. That is what Anandamaya Kosham is. It is a sleep, Prakriti Layam. It is a sleep that gives you. And if you taste it, it says 1,100,000 manmantrams, you are finished. You get into the samsara bandham. Hey, I did meditation, I learned Vedanta, I do upasana. And while doing upasana, I enjoy this layam. That samadhi, yes, you do, but that samadhi is laya prakriti. That is why you must have sleep plus sleep. Adituyal. You see, Shiva is just closing his eyes, Buddha closing his eyes. Vishnu is just, Sashtanga is just lying down. Everybody is sleeping, right? That sleep is not the sleep, but it is no seeing the sleep. So you have to transcend this layam. Those of you who meditate, who try to practice this, you will definitely experience it. Or when you enjoy something beautiful, nice, calm your mind, it drags you to sleep. Yes? It's nice, right? But then you sleep. Sleep is what? Sleep is ajnanam. You remove all the viparita jnanam. I know I am Atma. I removed all these things. I do all the upasana, prakriya, I am doing it. But then I go into ajnana. That is the trick of the Maya Shakti. She doesn't let you go. So what do we do? I mean, you have to pray to her. That's the reason why we pray to the Amba. When you do as a Purusha, you Mahavishnu, as a women goddess, you do the Mahashakti. It's all same. Mayavi, Krishna is called. Jagat Srishti Karanam, because he creates all this Maya. So you cannot just escape. He has to give a grace. So, yeah, all that you do. But it is in your control to transcend this layam. That's what it is. So, the upasana is given. I got this upasana. I'm trying to get this. I get the adhikaratvam. Now what do I do? Now this comes the next mantra. This mantra, I think everybody may know it or at least heard about it. A very popular mantra. Uttishtha, jakrada, prapyavaran nibodataha, surashya dhara nishita, duratyaya, durgam padas tatkavayo vatanti. Uttishtha, jagrada, prapyavaran nibodata, surashya dhara nishita, duratyaya, durgam padas tatkavayo vatanti. Uttishtha, jagrada. Arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Who said that? Swami Vivekananda. He paraphrased, he used his right words to give a context. Get up, wake up, don't stop until the goal is reached. And for him, as a great avatara, his time needed awakening in the society to do certain things, to resolve the poverty, to create pride in the Sanatana Dharma. So everybody was lazing around. Invasion from the other forces have corrupted the mind. So he used this phrase, Uttishtha Jagrada, as a catchphrase to raise you up. Surashidara Nishida, that's also is a very famous one. That means there's a great writer called Somerset Maugham. It's a French person who was a novelist in English. He wrote a novel called The Razor's Edge, Surashidara. There's a razor's edge, the sharp edge of the razor. So I think the Upanishad has lent itself to many great scholars to use it. But let's look at what it means. Uttishtha, get up. Jagrada, awake. This is the Upadesa mantra. Because he's now telling Nachiketas, or the Veda mantra is telling us, having heard all this now, see, jnanam must become vijnanam. Jnanam is the application of knowledge. You heard this one now. What are you going to do about it? What's the point of learning, listening to all these lectures, learning everything, by-hearting it, and then one day just die? It's just library just gone into the fire. No. British Library, third floor, if you go, every scripture is there. What's the point of that? So here, this is so get up. Jagrata. So when you look at both, you feel that as if I'm not getting, right now I'm not standing up. I may be sitting down or lying down, mostly lying down. Jagrata, wake up. That means it is assuming that I am sleeping. So you can ask the question, come on, Raja, I'm sitting in the class. If you're telling me this, it is no relevant. I'm already standing up, I'm already woke. But this is what it is telling. That means it is not my physical sleep, it means. Also, you look at before you go to the Shankara's, just look at the way that it's put. When you want somebody sleeping and you want to wake them up, what do you do? Hey, Kanna, get up. Wake up, wake up. He woke up. Get up, get up. Because the order of precedence is first you open your eyes, come out of the sleep, then you get up. Sometimes you get up, your children say, oh, Mom, I already got up, but let me lie down for some time. He's not getting up. Uttishtha. So you must always jagrada, uddishtha. That's how it should come, right? But you say, uddishtha jagrada. Why that positioning like that? I would only say because it is addressing us who we think we already Jagrata, Uttishtata. If you are sleeping and if you're getting up and you're walking around as sleeping, still sleeping, you are in a disease, right? That's what we are. We are in the illusion of having a wrong personal identification of who we really are. So Bhagavan says, Uttishtara, he says, Atmajnana Abhimukam Bhavati. You turn towards Atmajnana. That's what Uttishtara means. You can say it, this is asking for, say, Uttishtara is also kind of awakening from the ignorance. Jagrata also awakening from the ignorance. So there are two kind of awakening we need. The first awakening that we need is through the Vichara Kalaya. By inquiring Drishtvat, Dukkha Heduhu, Anadyandatvat. So we realizing that I am in ignorance, or rather you would say, all these problems that I have in this life because of ignorance. Because if you look at it, even the worst worry that we have grief where somebody beloved has died. We cry. But did we die? No. Can you cry exactly like how you cried when somebody died, when you cried? No. That's that time. This is this time. What happened? Well, I come to the compromise. I know that this is not the case. So that means Dukkham is not there now. Slightly, but not as much. So that means something that I was relentlessly crying, cursing all the gods, throwing away the god's idol because my beloved has died, is ajnanam. Right? Same way, something I loved so much, now I hate it. Ajnanam. So, Sukha Dukkham is life. Therefore, life is full of ajnanam. So, my first understanding is that ajnanam is the samsara hedu. Therefore, I must get up from the ajnana. Ajnana nitrayaha kshayam kuruhu, Bhagavan says. Jagrata means ajnana nitrayaha kshayam kuruhu. Do it. Destroy the sleep of ignorance. Then what do? Now you get up, atmajnana abhimukam bhavati. Walk towards the right knowledge. Understand? Accepting that my knowledge is limited, knowledge is wrong, is the first thing. And then the courage to walk towards that jnanam. Why you have to walk towards the jnanam? We saw in the last mantra, because that jnanam gives you what is Atma. This darkness, what we are, Bhagavan says in the Gita, Yanisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagradi smayati. Smayami. What is darkness for many people is light for the jnani. It's a very complicated mantra. When this Bhagavan says, when everybody is sleeping, the jnani is awakened. That means the night time he's doing a night shift, sitting there, not sleeping. Is that what it means? What is so big deal about it? Every worker in the outsourcing guys work in the night. Are they jnanis? No. What it means is that when we are transacting in the empirical world with a personality that we developed, carefully nurtured, we are in the darkness. But when you are doing the same thing, I can see this preceptors, the seer, performing the same task or different tasks, so untouched by anything else, so pure in his heart. He is Jagrata. I am not. So that is what you need. You need to be aware. Bhagavan says, Ramana Bhagavan says, attention, attention, attention. Just be aware all the way. So that's what these 2 lines means. Then what do I do? Okay, I got up, I know. What do I do? Prapya varan nipotatah. Prapya varan. Prapya means reaching. Varan means it's again, you see, it's third, you need to really understand each word. Varan means is a Bhagavachanam. Varan means Acharyani. Lots of great seers there, jnanis. So you go and reach them. Varan Parapya. Go and find out, reach the great seers, scholars. Atmajnani. Shrotrasya Brahmanishta. Find out. See, as many, that means you, until you find this Paramaguru, final Guru, you can go on, find out. And do what? Nibodhataka. Bodham means, Jnanam here, Bodham means Atma Bodham. Nibodham means Nidarshanam, Nichaya Bodham. Confidently, you attain the Atma Bodham. So by reaching the Gurus, Atma Jnanis, Brahmanishtaha, you attain this Atma. Okay, very simple, right? I'm done. How? So do I go there and the teacher just teach me? You know, Bhagavan uses Kathopanishad a lot in the Bhagavad Gita. Tatvidip pranipatena pariprashanena seveya. Tatvidip pranipranena. You go and reach the great seers. Seveya, do work. You don't need to ask for knowledge. Go and do seva to them. Like the Todagacharya was Shankara's disciple. He was not a scholar. He was just washing the cloth and everything else. But when other disciples made fun of him, Bhagavan wanted to reveal his true potential. One day, Todaga's come inside and Bhagavan looks at him and he sings Todakashtakam, a very difficult grammar. He writes the meter with Atma Jnana. So you don't need to really ask the great teacher to teach me this, Sometimes we go and ask questions, not because we want to know the answer, because we want to show them that we know these questions, we know the subject. Okay, and everybody else know, he asks questions, amazing questions. That means he's knowledgeable. That little happiness we get, and we miss the point. Sometimes also we tell things, I just force feed something because I want to show that I know this. Wrong. The exchange of anything unnecessary in words and forms is a waste of time. So what do? So you go with the Shraddha, because your mind is in the buddhi, indriyas in the mind is in the buddhi is in the mahat. So you are a clean slate, a white board without any mark, empty cup. That's how you approach the Guru. And you have to take to Samit. Why they take the Samit? What's the point of Samit? It's of no use. You can't even use to cook the food. Because when you take Samit, it comes in the next line. You have to be very carefully take the Samit because it will cut your hand. So when you bring the Samit in the hand, the teacher can look at your hand and say, is there any blood mark? No. That means you handle things very gently, very properly. So he knows your personality, and then you go and do seva. You don't ask for things. You do seva. Why should darkness requires a teaching to become light? No, just darkness goes near the light, darkness is gone. So this is why I'm saying, sometimes when you go to the great Guru, how can I go to the Guru? Because I have not learned Vedantam, I have not learned all the Sanskrit mantras. No, why should you do? Just be there, do seva. Help him wash his cloth, wash his plate. serve the food. There are many Mahatmas, even very learned people, all in very ashrams. When you go to the holy place like Kashi or Rishikesh, they'll be just doing polishing your shoes. You know, so don't underestimate them. They are Mahatmas because there is nothing to know. They just wanted to get the grace of the Guru to come on them. So you says, Prapya Varani Podha. Okay, it looks easy to me. Now I have to find out who these people are. So I have to go there. But it is not easy. I'll take 5 minutes to finish this mantra. The next line says, it is not easy because Shurasya Dara Nishida Duratyaya Dukkham Prastat. You cannot go on this because how it is. Shurasya. Shuras means a blade. It's like walking on the blade. No problem. I can put the blade like this and walk on top of the surface. No. Shurasya Dhara. Dhara means a edge. No. Not walking the blade on a blade that is flattened, but blade that is standing like this and you walk on the edge. You think, well, maybe I use the blade which is not sharp. No. Next word, Duratyaya. Shurasya, Dhara, Duratyaya. Very sharpened edge, just no polished edge. The blade is given, you're asked to walk on top of it. Can you walk on it? Durgam. Walking on that is so difficult. Durgam Padaha. That path is very difficult. Are you saying this? No. Tadu Kavayo Vadanti. Kavayo means the Jnanis. Jnanis who inquired. Kaha, who am I? That inquired. The Jnanis are Vadanti. The Jnani is telling me that the path is very difficult to do. Now I am getting confused. You call me, teach me all this, do upasana, take this path. Now you tell me it is like walking on the razor. Teacher, what am I supposed to do? Why it is so difficult? And by the way, I remember quoting Ramana Maharshi a few classes back and say, Ayye Adisulabham. It is so easy. What is going on here? Who should I follow? I believe that it is so easy I came. So all this thought goes in our mind. Why is this Amadam Raja showing all the means of redemption, mukshutvam, but telling you, suppose you say, no, I've been to Mount Kailash and Amarnath. So somebody asked me, okay, how is it going to Kailash? I heard it's beautiful. I said, yeah, it's beautiful, but dangerous. Anytime you may fall down. Anytime you get sickness, it is so difficult to go. Now, when I say all these things, it may motive and the tone and the understanding is that I don't want this guy or the lady to go and get the same benefit of myself because punyam is all mine. I should be the one getting all the punyam. Why should they go? I'm not saying for that. I'm saying that because there are preparation needed for this path. And ideally, you will be alone in this path. There is nobody to help. You have to help yourself. And therefore, you have to be strong. But you don't feel you are alone because when you have this buddhi as a samashti buddhi, you think you are everywhere. Every rock is you. Every yak that you see in the Himalayas is you. Everything is to help you. So you have this parabuddhi. You don't feel alone. That's why the great rishis can go and meditate in the cave for thousands of years, hundreds of years. Or they're not scared being alone. They're not being alone. They are one with the nature. And please be careful. Don't eat a lot of food. Don't take the medicines. So it is all this to prepare you for this. But once you're prepared, ayye adishulabham. You see? So don't get disheartened when Veda says this path is difficult. It is difficult. That's why you see only few people in the classes coming, few people to the great gurus. Shankara will have only 4 gurus. Jesus will have only 4 gurus, four sishyas. It's very difficult. Not many people can come in. When Marichi and all the rishis, thousands, hundreds of rishis go and do yajnam because they are going to see Swargam. Sanat Kumara got 4 disciples. That's how it is. This is a very rare path. The other way you could look at it, because also, like the guy or a girl who walks on a rope, very difficult, like the rope, you can fall down. You can fall left side or the right side. It's difficult. So what happened is when I go on this one, on one side, you see what I'm trying to transcend. When I'm walking on this, you have to be with me on this every step. So Indriyams gone into the mind gone into the buddhi has gone into the mahat. That means I am capable of dissolving myself, my intellect, into the Paramatma. Still I hold my ahankaram, I still think and I am taking this. But what I did when I am, now I'm seeking the Atma, right? But what I'm trying to skip, what I'm trying to transcend, I'm transcending the Prakriti Layam. I'm transcending this sleep. I'm transcending the Maya. I'm transcending the Samadhi, which is putting me in a deep sleep of coma, Sukham. I'm avoiding that. I don't want that. Of course, I avoid before that many things, because when I'm even going there, when you are in that position of poised nature, Sthita Pragyan you are, everything happens for you. You want to build a temple, people come and give you money. You want to do that, everything. You don't work, you don't do anything, but things happen to you. You say something is going to happen to somebody and it happens. You go to some poverty place and then that place become rich. So all great Mahatmas we have seen in this world, like Paramacharya. Now, I have an opportunity to take this power as my power that I acquired. I attained this Ashtama Siddhi. Once I hold on to that taste of it, that Maya will take, oh, come on, child. Now you are a magician. You get into my darkness. Okay, I've given you the magic tricks. Do the magic maybe for 10 janmas, 100 janmas. Then you are in the darkness. So I'll be forgotten. People will say, oh, this great guru, he walks on the water. He do everything. What happened? He's dead. He's gone. He takes a samadhi somewhere. He's gone. What point of that? He'll be come back again. So this Prakriti Layam, Maya Shakti, is waiting on one side of the razor. When you're walking, it is throwing you this powers. You lean, you fall. Because you have to be balancing it. If you lean, you fall. In the Kathopanishad Karika, Gaudapada says, Layam Sambodhaye Chittam with Chittam Samyat Punaha. On one side is a layam, what I told you just now. Other side is a Vikshebam. Vikshebam is what? Doing all these things, you're sitting there meditating, suddenly thought comes in. Is it worth doing it? No, I must go and do something else. Or, hey, I'm getting the gift of it. So I can teach it to people. If I teach it to few people, they will call me a guru. Then I can build an ashram. Good intention. Then I become the adhipati of the ashram, then I can create a lot of noise about it. How do I go about doing that one? So maybe after this guru, I must go to that guru, this guru. I must create a website. I must do Vikshema. Layam, Vikshema. In between, sa kashyam vijniyate. So there is a sukham also comes in. So the sleep you want to avoid, the vikshema you want to avoid, the sukham that you get in just being there, you want to avoid, because you are uttishtada, jagrada. Until this is where the thing comes in. Until the goal comes, don't stop. Because what is your goal? Atma Anubhuti. Is no more Atma Jnanam. Atma Jnanam means the Jnanam that you need to pursue Atma. The Jnanam that you see that you are Ajnani. The Jnanam that makes you know that you have Viparita Jnanam. The Jnanam that tells you what upasana to take. The Jnanam that drives towards the Guru. The Jnanam that tells you on both sides you have a danger. So I must have this stick. What gets stick it is? Bhakti Shraddha. Balance it. Bhakti Shraddha. I balance it. Bhakti Shraddha on the Guru. That is how I do. But then when I reach the Atma, it's not Atma Jnanam. It's Atma Anubhuti. It's not experience. You're not going to experience Atma. You're not going to find the light. Somebody says, sit there, meditate. You'll see a little light coming there. If the light comes in there, Dishtva, Adi Anta, Andatvat. It was not there before, it is coming up now. It's not Atma. So you will reject every experience as not Atma. Oh, I had a divine experience. Yeah, experience. Put it aside. Anubhuti is inexplicable. Who am I to say? Vedas cannot say. You become one with this, then you are fulfilled. You are free. You are there. So this is what this Mahamantram, this month is. So next class we will take 15, 16, 17. 3 mantras. They're simple ones. That finishes this chapter. Okay. Om Sakhana Bhavatu. Sahanau Punattu. Sakaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinamadidastu. Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om Tatsat.
Hari Om Tatsat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raja.
Sorry, I took more time today.
No, it's okay. Thank you very much. You have to make up for some of the lost time.
Thank you.